falls down and he's standing on top of it, that's where you want to be. You want to be the last thing hitting the ground, on top of the motorcycle. Crack to crack, you like that?
Here's the onboard look with Eric Bostrom. Eric Bostrom, he is out front one more time.
It's going to be Eric Bostrom, 600 Supersport victor here at Pikes Peak International Raceway.
Bostrom gets the checkered flag, but he has made a big step with another, his word, stripe-to-stripe victory, and he had to start twice to get it. Eric Bostrom.
So here Danny came up along and he said, hey, you know, we're doing this school, and you know, we'd love to have you come out and be a guest instructor. And I was like, man, that sounds like a great chance. You know, here I gotta go beat up on a bike that's not mine, and I got out there and I was just amazed at the whole program. It's hard to think that, I guess at this stage in my career, I could learn something on a mini bike, and yet every time I come to one of the schools, and I've been to several, I just learn a little bit more about you know, something, even if it's small, and it clicks in my mind, and I go, man, I wonder why I haven't figured that out sooner.
Every single motorcycle, it doesn't matter if it's a CR125, an XR100, an F4, or an Aspencade, every single motorcycle has a center balance point of the motorcycle, a point where a little bit of weight forward or back or side to side dramatically affects the way that motorcycle handles. On an XR100, I'm going to have Scooter scoot forward here a little bit, okay? Move the bike forward just a little bit. On an XR100, that center point is right up against the gas tank, right up in the center. Taller guys, for some reason, have a tendency to slide back on the seat. They slide back here, and that's getting way behind the center. When that thing starts sliding around underneath you, it's going to throw you off in a hurry. You want to stay right up against the tank. Now that doesn't mean all of a sudden I'm up against the tank so you're going to have your body clear over the front. Remember, this thing doesn't make enough horsepower to wheelie over backwards on you. You're trying to get that weight to the rear tire, trying to get that weight on the back. You're going to sit in it just like you're sitting in your Lazy Boy. And have Scooter move sideways here and show you what his back looks like. This is actually a place you've got to forget about your mom. Forget about all those years your mom was telling you got to have proper body position, proper posture. You have to sit up straight, okay? That's too stiff, that's too rigid, that's weight's too out here. When the bike starts moving around, it's going to throw you on the ground. When you're riding an XR100, you can see how his back's got a nice roll to it. He's got his weight centered down in here on the seat, right on top of it. He's got a nice roll to his back. That's where you want to sit. You want to keep that weight, just like you're sitting in your Lazy Boy at home. You're sitting in your Lazy Boy right now watching this. That's how you want to be riding your bike. That's where you want to be, sitting up against it, just like that.
I never get tired of seeing the smiles on the rider's face. Something happens, and they felt it. It's what we call getting it, and they got it. And they may only get it once or twice in a 2-day school, but they felt it.
I'll be your golden boy. I will obey every golden rule.
Seems like everybody that comes into the Supercamp program, they all think if they say they come in for they want to have a fun time, and they've heard it's a good time, the students will come in and when they leave, they'll end up learning more than they ever expected. And I think the people that come in to learn, they end up having more fun than they ever expected. So it works both ways. I thought I had a pretty good style and that I had things figured out on the bike. And one thing that I've learned a lot since I've been coming here was about body position and how much moving around on the motorcycle makes a change to the way it handles, whether you just started last week or if you're CHRIS CARR.
Supercamp school. I started with Danny Walker at his insistence, and sure is a lot of fun. Danny over there had to do some push-ups. He knocked the cone over. It's a rule in Supercamp: when you knock a cone, you do push-ups.
They teach a lot of this in car racing. With the steering wheel, when they're turned off into a corner, as the steering wheel comes back like this, they say you can feed more throttle. It's the same thing with the motorcycle. As your lean angle comes back up, you can increase throttle and increase your acceleration. Why? Because you're getting back up on the fat part of the tire. The more tire you have on the ground, the more you can give it gas, and the more you can go forward. So think about that when you're going out and going around.
The reason these bikes work so good as a trainer is every little motion you make, forward, back, or side to side, it doesn't even have to be as big as that. Every little action has a gigantic reaction. You're going to steer the motorcycle with your lower body, so you want to keep your upper body and your shoulders parallel with the motorcycle. You want them to be going in the same direction. You don't want to try and be steering the thing with your shoulder inside that way or turning it outside that way. Your shoulders have to stay right in the center, right there, kind of neutral.
In the beginning, our focus was to go after the amateur or aspiring professional road racer and teach them how to dirt track so that they could turn around and apply that to their road racing. Come to find out that flat track skill applies to all forms of motorcycle racing. And we're starting to get more and more professional dirt trackers that are trying to refine their skills and take another step in their career.
This is really a good one we came up with. You're actually going to take your left hand and hold on to the gas cap, all right? Most people, especially amateur road racers, don't even use their lower bodies at all to steer a motorcycle, and this is really critical. If you're not using all of your body, you're giving up half the tools you've got to control the thing. So to do that, in order to do that, you're actually going to take your left hand, put it on that gas cap, and use your legs. The only way you're going to be able to steer this thing to get it through the corner is to use your thighs and to push that thigh into the corner and hold onto the bike. All this is going to be able to do is just operate the throttle. So you're going to have to use your legs and push the bike down, staying on top of the motorcycle and grabbing it with your thighs and holding on to it. All right, boys. Better, JD, you just got to have your head up. Using your legs. You got to be smooth. You can't get away with being sloppy doing this drill. Roll the throttle on, nice and smooth. Pushing the bike down into the corner, head up, looking where you're going, roll the throttle on.
Flat track itself is getting a lot more, I guess, credit for the success of a lot of the young dirt trackers who are coming up through the ranks and becoming good road racers. The majority of them have dirt track roots.
Look at the attitude of that Cena. He's just straight through the inside. The Bayless fights back again side by side up the hill. Edwards, it looked like carried too much speed, but he's held it together. Final lap we're on now, led by Colin Edwards. At the moment he has the championship. It's unbelievable stuff here at Imola.